watching Minute to Skim It on the Experience. So, hello. All right, we've got lots of books to review for you guys today. And Hannah just basically showed up just the number ones and showed them to me, and I was like, "Oh, we have
just for the indies."
Just for the indies, yeah. I was like, we have got a lot to do.
Hey, I'm Joe Pruitt. I'm the publisher and /CEO of Aftershock Comics, and you're watching The Experience.
What's up, everybody?
Hi. Robbie is here with us for how many weeks now? It's been a while, but we love having you. Thanks for being here.
It's been a long road. Let's just say that.
I know I'm not Rex. I know a lot of people are looking forward to having seeing you and Rex's chemistry.
No,
I'm just filling in for a little bit. He'll be right back with something special. So
Rex wasn't here, so I said Amy 3 times, and she appeared in the chair.
Oh, you're too kind.
Rex will be back. We think Rex will be back. He went looking for something kind of cool until we have definitive word.
Rex. I like that.
Until we have word that he's got it, we won't take too much time talking about it. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Of course, thank Robbie for joining us today. We've got a lot of stuff to go over today. It's a pretty busy weekend. Word is starting to get out there about the different Marvel projects that are coming up. The first thing we'll do is, and I don't want to take up a ton of the show because we have a lot to do, but I just want to throw out a few of the things that are going to be in stores.
Yes, our weekly previews.
Like a little weekly previews. Unfortunately, we have like 9 different covers of everything. But this is a character I absolutely love. Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. Dynamite has done some stuff with it before. It's one of these like great old kind of like pulp strip, comic strip type characters. We have a variety of very cool covers. This is sort of a great place for people who maybe aren't so familiar with Sheena to jump in. I've been asking for more Sheena for a while. I mean, I asked for more of everything for a while, but I've been asking for more Sheena for a while just because I think it's, when you have a good way to put this is if you're telling Tarzan stories, you have to sort of, you know what I mean? You have to stay in your lane. You can't go too far out or people don't necessarily dig the story. Sheena, you have a lot more storytelling latitude. It's not so restrictive. Tarzan is almost one of those seminal characters like Sherlock Holmes, which Dynamite is on. You can't, as a writer, you can't, there's only so many stories you can tell. No one wants to see Sherlock Holmes during zombie apocalypse. You know what I mean? You have to sort of keep those stories in check. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the new takes on Sheena are.
That'll be my first Sheena comic I ever read. So I'm looking forward to it as well.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's kind of like right before comic books and right after pulp. So it's kind of almost like the comic strip era. And there's some really cool stuff in there. I kind of occasionally pester Nick about comic strips and some of the really cool characters and stuff in there. And I spent the whole weekend deep diving into strips and stuff like that because I knew we were going to have Sheena this week. And
there's some comments saying they already pre-ordered some covers. Lefty Blues got the Sudan cover. Adrian got the Lisner cover. That's pretty cool.
You know what? This sounds terrible to say, but I would hate if I had to choose between the covers. I really would. That would be awful.
Some covers are just so good. You need all of them. Right?
Yeah, it's like I'm buying 8 copies of the book. Okay, whatever. We also have Red Sonja number 3 coming out this Wednesday.
Red Sonja fans, where are you at?
I know, right? And another links are covered. Red Sonja is a book. This sounds almost pompous. I don't mean it this way. Red Sonja is also a book that sells itself. People, they love the character. They know the history behind it. They're almost like just waiting for Dynamite to solicit the new book, like between stories or whatever. It's very much like Dija Thoris, where the character has their fans and they know Dynamite is going to be cyclically doing stories, so they just wait. You know what I mean? Now, some Dynamite fans wait longer in the cycle for their favorite characters than others, but I digress.
Sorry, a lot of things are going on in the back.
Next up this week is Vampyverse, and Dynamite's just done a great job with the whole multiverse vibe for, you know what I mean? This is, in particular, I really like this cover. Sonya Versal was super popular. Vampyverse is super popular. These things, this is kind of what the comic book industry has wanted to see for at least a decade now. 25 years ago, these things were called Elseworlds or What Ifs. Characters came from alternate realities. It was very much an X-Men thing. They decided to do it with everybody. We've got tons of versions of Batman. I think they've been doing the Spider-Verse thing for close to a decade, right?
I saw a lot of Spider-Mans last night for Halloween.
Yes.
Spider-Verse especially blowing up.
Vampyverse in particular really works well for that because, the character has been 40, almost 50 years, and different writers have given different takes on her. Last book we're going to do real quick before we get into things, Jennifer Blood #2. Jennifer Blood is a book that if you have not read, you should fix that in a hurry. Go back and get the back issues and then jump on this. Jennifer Blood is some of the best storytelling that Dynamite does. I get people sometimes in different chat rooms that are like, oh, Dynamite's like their art or this. Sure, the art is great, but that level of storytelling is, I think
it needs to be just as strong.
Yeah, it needs to be just as strong. I think Rob, didn't we talk about this last week, Jennifer Blood, about the level of writing and equal to art.
Yeah, like a couple weeks ago or so, we were talking about it, and I really liked the first issue of the new one. I haven't read the first series in so long. I need to go back and revisit it, but I'm liking that. I'm excited for these Dynamite titles this week. Vampyverse has been one I've in particular really enjoyed, and that Red Sonja, that's the Merca and Dolfo one. That one's really, really solid.
The feedback I get from people who, because we do the show, right? So people find me like on social media or whatever. The feedback I get from like the hardcore Red Sonja fans is this particular run is almost sort of like in the sweet spot of the character, right? You get some of the things where, like Queen Sonja, where she's a little bit later in her career, and then you get some of the stuff where, I don't want to call it Red Sonja Year 1, but it's basically Red Sonja Year 1. This takes place in a nice sweet spot where, she's sort of like in her prime, physically, adventure-wise, adventure career, whatever. And, that's kind of what people want. That's what they want to see. So I'm really glad they're getting it. That being said, we'll talk more about, you can find me on social media. We'll be talking more about New Comic Book Day. The first thing I want to get to is I really appreciate everybody that joins us. Always, but particularly the people that manage to get here as soon as,
even before we get here.
The light gets on and they're ready to go. They're queued up in the chat. We really appreciate that. So we decided we wanted to kind of throw out like a few sort of, little special things for the people that get here right away. The first one is...
We want to start...
Dija Thoris?
Dija Thoris is right here, I believe.
There we go.
Yes. Okay.
Dija Thoris, make sure I have this right. Dija Thoris, Volume 3, #2. Erica Henderson, limited edition virgin cover. This thing is $50. It's $50 from Dynamic Forces. It's $60, $70 at different shows and cons and stuff like that. We're going to start this. Whoever buys it.
Best offer
in the first 10 minutes. And we're going to start this at $5.
So get a nice look at it.
And sort of, get your keypads ready because these things tend to go real fast. The next thing we want to do is
$6 million
$6 million man. That got Amy's here because I'm like half a step behind. You'd think with all the coffee I drink, I'd be a step half a step ahead. But
And we're going to do the same thing for $6 Million Man Best Offer, starting at $5.
This is a Virgin Art Ultra Limited Edition cover signed by the artist, James Kohorek. Really, the writer, James Kohorek. If you really kind of dig 70s science fiction, $6 Million Man is like right in there. You know what I mean? I've lately seen, Robbie, I don't know if you're seeing this, there's almost like a nostalgic pull for 70s sci-fi. Planet of the Apes, $6 Million Man, Bionic Woman, all these things people, I guess they sort of like rediscover, maybe is the right word. I don't know if that's...
Yeah, like rediscover something, and it's something that happens, and I find myself doing it. I'm a big into nostalgia, of course. I'm always rebuying toys I used to have or watching shows that I've already watched when I was a kid and things like that. And you see all these people wanting to go deeper into that. And so it's a nice retreat back to when things seemed simpler.
Kohorek also has a really good take on the $6 Million Man. There have been different Bionic Man series that Dynamite's done, and I've enjoyed them, but this particular run really kind of zeroes in on that $6 Million Man TV show from the 70s, which I, as an old person, I watched it when I was a kid, and I absolutely love it. This is one of these books where we're going to start at what, $10?
We'll start $6 million. We're doing start at $5.
Okay, so we're going to start it at $5. Best offer takes it.
Hey guys,
these things,
I hate to bust in on the show,
go ahead.
but I did want to mention. I believe if you look at the spreadsheet a little closer, that Deja Thoris is not a best offer. It's just $5 early bird special.
You're right.
You're right. No, I'm glad you busted into the show. I'm sorry. Like I said,
we have a million notes on this thing, so it's like some are best offer, some are best as they are.
Okay.
Yes, JD. Thank you for pointing that out.
So the Deja is just really $5.
More than just two people running it. We need three.
There should be a panel. Someone should be. You know what happened? There should be someone in the middle of the laptop, and then we'd be on either side of them talking. $5 for that book is just wow.
And Lefty Blues will take it.
Yeah,
awesome, Lefty. Great pick.
Lefty, that's really it's just a beautiful cover. There's no sort of there's no two ways about it. It's a beautiful.
I think sometimes
cover.
I like the Virgin covers over the regular ones because like you get to see you get to appreciate the art even with no distractions, nothing obscuring it.
We talk about that a lot, actually. I think once upon a time, these things were almost like mythic chase books. You know what I mean? Retailers had to order so many of them. You'd only see them at cons. Now, I think thanks to the internet, claim shows, all this other stuff, more of them are getting out there. So more publishers are doing them. Mm-hmm. Which, if you really just want to see the art, we've done some with Joseph Michael Linsner. We've done stuff with Alex Ross where we've had, the Virgin covers and people are just, they lose their minds over that stuff. Let's see. Robbie, why don't you pick a book?
All right. Did you guys say that 62 had bought the Deja? Because I think he put a bid on the $6 Million Man.
$6 million. Oh my gosh. This is why I need glasses. I can't read on the screen far away. This is why I need them.
I just wanted to
make sure there was that. He put his bid on $6 Million Man, but
between Robbie and JD,
like JD said, Deja Thoris is just $5. $6 Million Man has the best offer. We only need these minutes to just recollect ourselves. And
I know.
Well, if I get to pick one, I would like to pick because this week we got a new issue of Batman by James Tynion, who's on his. He's only got a couple left, so he's been a big deal on that title. So I think we should do the Batman 90 Encore edition signed by James Tynion.
Batman number 90, the Encore edition.
Because I love that cover,
right?
I don't think I have. Once again, I don't think I have the right comic.
It's probably. I think it's that one right there.
Non-trade dress cover.
Oh wow! Nice. I mean, this guy is having a good run between the stuff he's doing mainstream, like with Batman, and then of course, somebody's killing the children. This guy's having a, he's He's on a run.
He's on top of the world right now, right?
He's on a real run. It's only a matter of time, I would think. I mean, I'm not even sure if they've done it already. Have they made an official announcement for somebody picking up the rights for Someone's Killing the Children?
Did you hear that, Robbie? Or like, have you?
I'm sorry.
I haven't heard that news.
I think that they're doing. I think Stevie bid $666 on one or two of those books, or something. We might want to look at the chat. What was the question about James Tynion? What was that?
I was just asking if you'd heard if any like studio or streaming service had pulled the trigger on picking up the rights to Someone's Killing the Children. Somebody's killing the children.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Netflix that's doing a possible series. I think. I don't know if it's a series or a movie, but I might be a little off on this, but I'm pretty sure it was Netflix that went ahead and picked that up. And that book has been spiking. I mean, it's doing a big leap, kind of like what Walking Dead did, where each issue keeps selling more than the previous ones. And the first issues now, good luck finding a CGC 9.8 for less than $1,000.
Oh yeah, well, it's almost one of those sort of like organically grown books, right? Where people just sort of, the book hits, right? And you know, when the book hit, James Tynion IV already has like a really good name. People like check out his new thing, whatever. And then what happens is the word really starts getting out, internet, whatever, social media, where this thing's amazing. More people. I think the same way, I mean, you find Walking Dead #1, and if you find it in decent shape, it's, you know, the price of it, it's like a significant investment. I think, you know, we're kind of running through the same thing with Something is Killing the Children. This in particular, I really like. James Tynion signed this book. And my guess is if you want one of his signatures, get them now.
And this book in particular, we're going to make it $29.99 tonight.
Wow.
Nice.
Let's put it this way.
While you can.
My guess is in a year, maybe a little more, every book he signs will be $100 and up. So,
yeah, and I love this cover too. That Jorge Jimenez cover, the perspective on that city, the detail that he puts in his backgrounds. That's one of the reasons why the Batman book works so well for me, is the artwork by Jimenez. But yeah, Tynion is killing it with Something's Killing the Children. They just launched House of Slaughter. Department of Truth is one I really like, and I love Nice House on the Lake. That's one of my favorite books this year.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'll tell you what this reminds me. I'll tell you what his run right now reminds me of a little bit. A while back, Kurt Busiek was writing 4, 5, 6 top books almost at the same time, and he wasn't even doing stuff like Astro City. The guy still had like amazing work on the back burner, and he's putting out all these amazing stories with, you know, kind of like mainstream characters. It's been a while since I think a guy has had a run at that level. You know what I mean? It's been a bit. It's been a little bit. It's very cool to say.
Yeah. Seeing somebody that's not just prolific, but actually also just high quality across the board is really exceptional. And yeah, Kurt's one of my favorite creators from the 90s in particular, like the Astro City run, his work on Avengers with George Perez. He was doing Thunderbolts. He was doing Iron Man. And Untold Tales of Spider-Man is probably the best 90s Spider-Man comic there is. 100%. So he's solid. We should get some Kurt Busiek stuff up here one day soon.
Nice.
Talk more about him.
Kurt, I have several Silver Agent questions I need answered. You have 2 hours to come on with us?
How about we pick one of the remarks real quick? I'm thinking since we're kind of still on Batman, let's pick up Batman Adventures Continue. And this one, I double checked, is the best offer book.
Nice. Best offer takes it.
And this one is going to be starting at 10. So yeah, Batman, The Adventures Continue, #1. And this sketch up front is by our favorite, Ken Hazer. With Harley Quinn. Always spectacular work.
You telling me we got a Harley Quinn original sketch on Batman Adventures Continue #1, and it's a best offer starting at 10?
Yes.
That's insane. Like, Nick doesn't know about that, does he?
We talked about this before. The original name of this show was going to be Stuff I Find in Nick's Office, but
or Stuff I Stole Out of the Mall.
I mean, we talked about this before. We really appreciate people joining us. We're trying to get people maybe energized a little bit more, collecting, hitting those local comic book stores. We've kind of had this period with the pandemic where people were home and they're really kind of engaged now. And I think you keep them engaged by kind of, sure, this thing might go up to $50, this thing might go up to $100, but starting at $10 gets everybody's eyes on it. You know what I mean? In theory, if somebody bids $10.
Oh, speaking of which, Adrian has our first. He's going for 10. So let's see what follows.
So he's, right now he's on the board at 10. If we get to $7.55 and it's him, then he gets this book for $10. I know that sounds crazy, but that's how this works.
Now, is there certain increments that they're only allowed to go up, or can they like prices right it and be like 10.01?
No, I think we decided $1. It had to be.
I think so. Or do we round it to? Do we make it like 10.50 and then 11, or just keep?
No, I think $1. I really don't.
So it's less confusing.
I don't want people mailing in quarters like it's.
You're right.
Like it's Marvel in the '60s
and less confusing.
I'm just old enough to remember when you had to tape like 2 quarters onto a form and send it to Marvel. I'm sure the postman loved that.
2 quarters, man. That wouldn't get you a stamp probably today.
No, you know what? This was probably the early 70s. Marvel would have these cool little things, and they would get you to put like 2. They would actually have circles on the coupon, and you would put, DC did it too, 2 quarters, 3 quarters, whatever, and then you stick this thing in the mail. And I know the mailman comes in, he's like, what is this? And it's just, you're mailing money. So I always wondered, did Marvel have like some giant room filled with quarters?
Yeah. And the president of the company would just go and swim in them like Uncle Scrooge.
Seriously, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Even as a kid, I'm like, what are you doing with all these quarters?
Stevie says 1313 on Batman. 1313.
It's a nice post-Halloween number.
Yeah, why don't we just try? Let's try to keep them in dollar increments. As much as I love 1313, why don't we just try to keep it in dollar increments? I think. I'm trying to think of a good way to put this. This is people's opportunity to get stuff that not necessarily they're going to get at this price anywhere else, because you're sort of buying it from the source. I had someone in the comic chat ask me, like, how does this work? How does this work?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's pretty basic. You claim something. JD puts a link in the chat. There's also a QR code, I think that you can zap with your phone or whatever. And it's pretty simple. You fill out a form, some basic information, contact information, like where it's going to go, and then your book goes out as quickly as it can go out. We tried to make this as basic as possible. Let's do a slab book.
Oh, okay. We got some nice options here, and I can't wait until you guys get to these, but we'll stick with the regular slabs for right this second.
We'll start with this because I just love this character. This is kind of like a late in life character, Spider-Gwen. And yes. I know they tried to get her to be Ghost Spider or something. The comic book universe was not having Ghost Spider, and I know they still refer to her as Ghost Spider. This character is Spider-Gwen. That's just sort of how it is. Mm-hmm. First printing, standard cover by Robbie Rodriguez. CGC 9.8.
Guaranteed.
Really, really nice cover. We've talked about this before. CGC, there's a lot. It takes a lot. There's a lot of steps to get a book graded by CGC, right? It's all done. Here it is. It's 9.8, and what is the price? Did I not look at the price? I didn't look at the price.
This slab is 50.
Oh yeah, this is our 5-star book. I think the MSRP on this is usually like $89.99 or something, but tonight $50. We try to do these like 5-star $50 reads. Mm-hmm. We also try to do the stuff for $10, stuff for $1. One of the reasons we do that is that it gets people in a mindset of remembering how special the comics are. We're like in a real digital age now, right? And the comics themselves are art. We have original art. We have the remarks, which we should probably do another one of because these things are amazing. And it's a great way for people to sort of, collect the original art. Robbie, pick another book, bud.
Well, first of all, this cover is really awesome right there. I think that's amazing. And I think we have a bid on the Batman Adventures #1 by Adrian for 15.
15, all right.
So the 13 is moved up. You mentioned remarks. How about that Archie? Let's do that Archie one.
Ooh, yeah. Archie's on your end. Okay.
This is one of the things we've talked about. Signed and remarked by Ken Hazer, Archie #1. This is the Mark Waid, Fiona Staples run. We've talked about Ken Hazer and how he can kind of seamlessly adjust through everything. We've seen him do Marvel and DC. We've seen him do Archie. We've seen him do Disney. A few weeks back, I bought my favorite.
There's nothing he can't
There's
do.
nothing
Right?
he can't do. I bought my favorite Ken Hazer piece, which was Alien, the Alien variant.
That's a great one.
He did, and I like. It's funny because I saw that, and I talk about how it kind of took me back to the first time I saw Alien, and that's what I love about these Ken Hazer pieces. They sort of take you back to like a specific moment. Archie is one of those things where I don't say it's a dirty little secret, but you kind of generally know if you go to a con, you go to a show, you know who's reading comics, right? Mm-hmm. But every once in a while, you'll find out like the bank president in your town reads Archie. You know what I mean? And it's a little bit of it's a slightly different audience, and I've always liked that. I'm in the supermarket and I'll see like a soccer mom there with her kids. The kids are running around like crazy, and the mom is reading one of those Archie Digest things, and you can tell from looking at her, she's been doing this her entire life. I absolutely love the fact that Archie now, I would have to say, probably has I don't know, Robbie, what would you like? It has a broader audience than it had before?
I don't know. I mean, because I guess the sales are there. I'd have to look at those numbers, but it is something that most people remember from their childhood. Like I remember reading Archie Digest. They were always there at the grocery stores, right there in the front. The comics were on the newsstand, but the Archies got to be. Yeah, they got to be at the register. So those were always really, really cool. I remember reading those in the 80s and the 90s when I was growing up. And I even remember Marvel and DC doing some here and there. Like, I think more all ages, kid-friendly type stuff should do that. You should put more of that stuff out there. Maybe that would help. But Archie's always been a hoot. And I really like this Mark Waid run because they kind of like, it was less like goofy and more like serious in tone. It was kind of like Saved by the Bell, but a little bit more serious. Not as serious as Riverdale, but it was a really cool balance.
Maybe after watch Riverdale, like I'm like I see stuff for it online all the time. I'm just like, do I watch it? Do I check it out? Like
I would tell everyone it's worth checking out. For me, it was sort of when Riverdale dropped, I was very much into Afterlife with Archie, and I wanted Riverdale to be Afterlife with Archie, and it's not. I understand at some point they've talked about doing, Afterlife with Archie. Riverdale is very much like a CW show, I guess you would say.
It's on CW.
It's on the CW, but they have like a certain, Riverdale, Nancy Drew. They have CW has a certain audience, right?
Yeah,
and they have a certain way to tell stories, and it's too removed from what I want to say. Like when I was a kid, I wanted to see kid Archie stories. Now as an adult, I like seeing, Archie. I loved Jughead as a werewolf. We had Vampironica, which I really liked. And to kind of just go back to like the teen angst of Riverdale.
Right.
It's just kind of like, it's like Twin Peaks meets Saved by the Bell is what Riverdale is.
Yeah.
Kind of. And I would just rather watch Saved by the Bell and Twin Peaks.
That's a great point. Also, though, I saw, I can't think of her name. Kiernan Skripka, I think her name is, from Sabrina.
She's showing up in an episode.
She's going to join. She's going to join the cast of Riverdale. And I have no idea how they're going to do that because for a while they were sort of saying these universes were separate. I don't know if she's going to be playing a different Sabrina than she does in the Netflix series, but I'm kind of looking forward to it actually.
And then it'll be
Archie, by the way, is 1941.
Oh yeah,
For
for
the
Archie's
cost,
debut,
which is
perfect.
the year, I guess.
The year he debuted, so.
And
all this,
I know we didn't get that out.
We didn't get that out.
Everyone to be short.
I'll tell you though, I really like the Archie series they do that are dated. They've done Archie 1941. They did Archie 1953. Like Robbie mentioned, these are written like a little bit more seriously. You know what I mean? They're not all like a setup for a punchline where, you know, Jughead and Hot Dog are eating tons of food in the back of Archie's jalopy. These are sort of, you know, definitive stories with start, finish, you know, start, middle, and finish. And
He says season 1 was fun, but they jumped the shark. All right, good to know.
Riverdale?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Riverdale in the beginning, he's sort of like, oh, maybe this has some potential. And now it's just very, you know, it's very much there's the drama. And now Archie, you can make, to be fair, Archie's had the drama of Archie, Betty, Veronica. I mean, that's like the eternal sort of struggle in Archie's life. You know, it's very sort of quaint for its time period or whatever. But some of the drama from what I've seen in Riverdale is, I don't know. I'm not the audience's for. I put it that way. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I know my niece loves it. It's like, you know, just shirts, you get the T-shirts, like her favorite show. She loves it or whatever. Not me. I gave it.
Okay.
I watched like 2.5 seasons, and I was like, oh, okay. I think I'm good. I've seen enough.
How about, since it's 6:31, like we really should take our first break just for a couple minutes, and we'll come back. Yes, like Ron wants to see the Vampy statue. We got it right next to us, so that's we'll open with that next.
Statues, more remarks, more slab books, the Dynamite starter pack. I think we also have like the Dynamite mega pack or whatever.
We have like blockbuster sets.
The blockbuster
Marvel
sets.
And DC
We've got a lot of stuff.
Really cool.
Hang with us. Robbie's going to be hanging with us. JD, take us to break. We'll be back in like 3 minutes.
To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey, and behind every page there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
I'm Thomas Munn with Blue Juice Comics, and you're watching The Experience.
And we're back.
We're back.
Robbie, all our peeps are with us. Thank you. First thing
we promised, let's bring the statue out.
Yeah, let's bring the statue out. We just said to people we were going to do this. I am a big statue fan.
Here we are.
Look at this thing. It's beautiful.
Even the box is pretty.
I hope the box is pretty. Even the box is pretty?
Even the box is pretty.
Jeez.
This is kind of like the this is the quintessential Vampirella pose, right?
50th anniversary limited edition statue. I think JD, I know I gave you a picture of it, so whenever I hope you can find it. But this is based on the design by Jose Gonzalez.
Yep.
And what were you saying about statues?
I was going to say I love statues because they're snapshots in time to a certain extent. There was a time where people couldn't imagine anyone but this artist working on this book. And of course, we've had tons of writers and artists since then. But there was a time where this very much sits in that time period of where Vampirella first appeared, right? Mm-hmm. And I think this is a great sort of touchstone piece to have on a bookshelf or in a glass cabinet.
There's a picture. Yes.
Yeah. There were 6-foot. You could buy this as a 6-foot poster from Fangoria magazine way back in the day, and when you had that on the back of your your bedroom door or whatever, you were styling back then. That was the 70s, the top. Yeah,
I know people that still have that on the back of their bedroom door.
Yeah.
Right next to their lava lamp.
I was having trouble getting a part for my car, and I went to a specialty place. They had that on the back of their office, and it was all yellowed, torn, taped. But I was like, no way. I mean, I had this thing 40 years ago, and I was just super glad that they had it.
By the way, this is another best offer item, and it's starting at $100.
Wow. You want a statue? I got a statue.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh!
Rex bombing in.
This is a statue.
Jeez,
look at the size of this monster. It is not for sale. But
why are you bring this on?
I don't know, because it's so large.
Seeing as how it's this close to the door, I'll just put it in my car.
Look at this monster. But it is not for sale. But it's one of those I want to show you, but it's not for sale. But I'm back. I finally got.
Do you think we can try to sell that one of these days?
No.
No.
I got the Eternal comics. That's why I'm late.
Oh, the Eternals! Yes, thank you.
I'm the one that got them.
You're in the shop.
Fine. Fine, go ahead.
I promise. When I'm done, you can come back on.
Well,
deal?
Nick says viewership's actually up, so.
Yeah, viewership is up 4,000%. So I'm glad I said Amy 3 times.
4,000?
4,000%. The Eternals. This is we interrupt this.
Yes. But yes, important announcement.
We interrupt this regularly scheduled show. Rex found some Eternal stuff. The Eternals scenes have already leaked out. There's some stuff already out there on the internet.
I'm gonna try to see it this weekend.
It's only in theaters. This is
in theaters.
One of these releases that are
none of that direct to video.
I guess I won't be seeing it for 3 months.
It's Disney Plus.
You're lost.
But it's one of Jack Kirby's, Kirby had a second career. His first career, everybody knows, Captain America, Fantastic Four, et cetera. And then you get to that second level of his career where he's sort of popping back and forth. And by Kirby's own admission, he's really affected when he's introduced to Chariot of the Gods by Eric Van Daniken. This kind of philosophy that people were created by alien astronauts or whatever, and he's taken a swing at this thing 3 times at least, twice with Marvel, once with the Inhumans, and with the Eternals, and once he did it over at DC with New Gods. Yeah. He's also done it with Dynamite for the Kirbyverse, but we'll save that for the All Dynamite show. The Eternals are sort of, there was a Kirby interview from years ago where he talked about how this stuff was more near and dear to his heart than some of the other stuff he'd done, like Captain America and Fantastic Four. I remember reading that and being like, I mean, he's an Amazing Heroes. It was in one of the fanzines at the time. And I remember really being wowed by that. I'm like, dude, wait a minute. You created the Fantastic Four and you're telling me this means more to you? But
because he got to do it.
Kirby was a complex dude.
Yeah, he got to do it himself. He edited it himself. That was pure Kirby. I actually just read for the first time last night, big coincidence. I don't know why I would have done it now for the first time in my life, but I read the first 4 issues of his Eternals run, and that was the first thing I thought, John, was this is Chariots of the Gods. This is like Kirby doing Ancient Aliens, and I'm into that kind of stuff. I think it's really cool ideas to explore, and it didn't feel like, I have always heard that it wasn't his best stuff, but I thought the energy was amazing in that book. I just hope if they give us 1/10 of the energy that Kirby brings to those early issues of Eternals in the movie, it'll be fine. But I hear that it's a little long and maybe drawn out, and that's not Kirby. Kirby is
hearing, but it depends on depends on what you like, and
I mean, Marvel's moving in 2 ways, right? Marvel's all about the multiverse now, right? We've seen it in What If, we'll see it in Doctor Strange, we've seen it a little bit in Spider-Man, and the other thing they're all about are the Celestials and probably Galactus, who maybe isn't technically Celestial, but tends to get lumped in with the Celestials in like the broader storytelling context. And I think that the Eternals is sort of a great, I'll say, primer for because you've basically got two prominent Marvel versions of the cosmos. One is Starlin, and we've been seeing that with Guardians of the Galaxy and the entire that version of the Marvel. And then the other is Kirby.
That's gonna get bigger.
I mean, that's not going away. But then you have the Kirby version of the universe where, people are basically, way down on the food chain compared to like Celestials. These things are, giant creatures. They can fly through space without a ship. They have godlike powers, for lack of a better sense. They've done a couple different versions of the Eternals. We're lucky to have found some stuff because, from what I understand, leading up to the movie, a lot of these back issues are disappearing. Prices are inflating. Rex sort of really came through.
Oh, big time. And, we want to talk about these a little bit. I'll run through them and show them up to the camera because they're so special. We don't really since they just got here, we weren't able to get pictures right away, but we're going to show them off best way we can. So the first one we have is Eternals, and this is issue number 5. I believe it's from volume 2 from the 80s, correct? If you want to get
I mean, they try to do the Eternals. They've done it in the 70s. They've done it in the 80s. I don't know if they did it in the 90s, but then they kind of did it again, 2002, I think. It's one of these things where it's the idea resonates with editors, with publishers, and it's always back there. Yeah, I know. They have bills to pay, so we've got to see tons of Spider-Man. I totally get it. But this is an idea where you're like, there's a niche for this. There's,
So real quick, this copy in particular will be $8. Eternals number 5, and then we have 2 of the king size annual editions. One's a little bit better than the other. I think this one's more if I could give it a grade, I'd do 5.5, and this one I would give more a 4.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, look at it's Kirby covers. I mean, you had talked about, this is Kirby. This is going to sound very bombastic, but it's Kirby Unleashed.
I give you permission to hold one.
Thank you. Nick would not. This is Kirby Unleashed. You know what I mean? This isn't Kirby working under a framework created by Stan Lee, or this isn't Kirby trying to make people at DC happy with their checklist of, it has to be this and it has to be that. These books, when Kirby created the Inhumans, there was they were looking to create, there were requirements for the Inhumans. When he got to do that idea again with the Eternals, he was basically just given an office and said, do your thing, man.
Yep.
And that the Eternals are probably the most Kirby iteration of this idea, of this kind of Chariots of the Gods idea. And I know some people say that's, reductive or not quite accurate. Not to argue, but generally speaking, that's exactly what this idea is.
Totally. It's about ancient space gods that changed the course of human history, right? I mean, that's exactly what Chariots of the Gods is in Ancient Aliens. It's really cool. And it's done in that Kirby style. So
trying to give everyone a better look at the cover. So like I said, with these 2 copies, the one that's more 5.5 will make it $18, and then the one that's more like a 4 point will make it 12. we'll make it 12.
And I'll tell you right now, this is a great opportunity to get these things because the movie drops, what, Thursday?
Thursday night, yeah.
Thursday night, the movie will drop. And I guarantee you, after the opening weekend, all these back issue prices will be going up and all these shows and all these cons and all these local stores because that's just the nature of how things work. I mean, we've talked about this on this show numerous times. You want to buy ahead of the wave, not sort of, you know what I mean, after. People like, oh, you know, I saw it on Hulu and now I want to buy it. I remember with Hellstorm, Gaming Hellstorm. I almost forgot about that character. I saw it on Hulu. I'll pick up the back issue prices. I'll pick up the back issues. People see prices and they get lightheaded. Like, yeah, the time to do that was 4 months ago, not now.
This one is Eternals #1 again, like more volume 2, but this one is the first appearance of Fastos, who will be in the movie, I believe. And since it really is in pretty good condition, so we're gonna make it $39. Again, better close up. Eternals #1. And we have another copy here. This is Eternals #3 from the first volume. And this one has the first appearance of Cersei. Again, also in the movie. So yeah, well, this one's gonna be 40. I'll give you guys.
And Cersei has had a great she's had a nice pathway in Marvel Comics. People forget. I think in the 90s she was an Avenger.
Yeah, she was an Avenger, yeah.
She was an Avenger. She's sort of, you know what I mean? She showed up in a few different storylines. She showed up just recently in something. I cannot remember what it was, just like a couple of years ago. And it was almost like she'd assumed a different identity, but people had guessed it based on their power set, right? And I think that Cersei's the character that probably, to use a pro wrestling term, Cersei's the breakout character that got over. I think they thought it was going to be Icarus, but it wasn't. And I think in the movie, it'll probably be exactly the same way, too.
Now, while this one is an Iron Man annual #6, it does have some appearances from the Eternals, and this one we're making it at 15. So yeah, Iron Man annual #6 with appearances from the Eternals.
That's a nice book too. That's a real nice condition.
I got to tell you, I haven't seen that book in years, and now all of a sudden when they pop up, they're popping. It's like Eros in Star Fox and Avengers. Try and get a copy for less than $35 these days.
Yeah, it's
all right. Our last one is Eternals #6. Now this is a reader's copy, so even if it's not the best, it's still readable. And because it's a reader's copy, I wonder if anyone can guess how much we'll make it. Like what would you say we would make it?
I like the cover. Makari's on the cover. Maybe $10. I mean, honestly,
it's Makari and Thena, correct?
It's Makari and Thena on the cover.
Here you go, close up. Be our special reader's copy of Nick. I can't remember. Was there a special price that you said?
Yeah, first person who claims it's free.
Oh, first person claims it's free. Look at that.
Well, that's really awesome.
Well,
can't
you
beat
know
that
what?
price.
I mean, it's kind of. I love the Eternals. Dynamite has like a real place in their heart for Kirby's work. So, you know, this is like a nice little way to sort of, you know, maybe get people. You know, a lot of people have the same. Look at it this way. Robbie is steeped in pop culture, and he just read the Eternals for the first time. What, yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if someone at Robbie's level just picked it up yesterday, there's a lot of people who've sort of missed the boat on the Eternals. Maybe they're wondering, why did Marvel make a movie about these characters? This is a great way to find out before the back issue prices are, you know, cost prohibitive again.
Just double checking, making sure we're not missing anything on our boards over here. So yes, first claim. This
I don't think people
Eternals
trust
numbers.
They're like, what's the catch?
Oh, we have Lefty. Lefty was first. All right. JD says Lefty was first.
Okay.
So throw it in with your other free book. What?
I'm the only person that gets free books here now.
He's trying to do the old duck season, rabbit season trick.
It's just a nice cover. They've, I guess, to a certain extent, I've seen and Robbie, I'm sure you've seen the same sites too. There are people that will write these pieces, and I don't know if they're clickbaity, but they'll write these pieces like time had passed Kirby by. The work hasn't translated well to the modern era. I just have, and I understand the reasonings behind it, the style, I can't. I mean, you know what I mean? Too much of the Marvel Universe spins around something as simple as Kirby dots.
Yeah, I don't really like that when people have that kind of take. I don't really like it because it's always you got to look at and view things in the context of when they were created, right? Yeah. And a lot of people could easily look at Kirby's art and be like, oh, well, it doesn't look like, say, a Todd McFarlane or an Alex Ross or Neil Adams. But the thing is, nothing looks like Kirby. And in fact, if somebody does work that looks like Kirby, we go, well, that's Kirby-esque. And
I mean, basically uses an adjective. You're absolutely right.
The influence there too, and the nugget of that creative energy is still there because the entire success of the MCU is based on the foundation of the work of Kirby and Lee and Ditko and Ramita and other people. But like Kirby's energy created and made the Marvel Universe so much more distinguished from everything else that was out there.
Give it to Rex. He's sending me one from a few weeks ago. I'll double check with Rex about that. What? Lefty. Any other books that Lefty gets?
Well, I think he won the contest last week.
We sent that out to Lefty today. You're talking about the contest, Lefty?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got your email, buddy. You're good to go.
Oh, Lefty was being honest. I mean,
But you know what? You're going to stay on, Amy, because you're doing great. And viewership is up, and it's kind of depressing me, so I'm gonna go cry in my suit. But for the next contest, this is what the winner is gonna get when you guys
let's get it closer to the camera.
When you guys do the drawing, all right? This is Deja Thor's #2 limited edition version covered by Will Robson. So the winner will get that. So I give this to you. All right, and when you guys get a minute, have Robbie run it.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
With the sound effects and light effects for the randomizer being activated.
I know. We'll wait for the big wheel to come in. It's right behind the big screen.
Keep it right here. Oh, all right. JD says, the real first claim was I want to say your name right. Is it just On? I want to say your name right. Like who On really had the first claim on the Eternals. So okay. All right. So I will make a note of that for the free book. So, do we want to run these one more time, really, really quick for a quick reminder?
Yeah.
Prices. So, do you think you can do it?
That's a lot to ask. Iron Man Annual #6, appearance by the Eternals. This book is in really nice shape.
That one's for $15,
and this is $15. I'll tell you right now, someone will take that and get it graded.
Yes, that's how you say my name. Thank you. Okay, good. I wanted to be sure. Thank you.
We have Eternals Volume 1, #3. I got misty-eyed when I saw 30 cents on the cover.
Oh, if only.
If only. This is the first appearance of Cersei, and this is going to be at $40. Or, let's see what we have next. Oh, first Phastos. I got to tell you, this is Volume 2, Issue 1. This was an attempt by Marvel to sort of broaden the appeal of the Eternals.
But you had to love the fact that Walt Simonson did the covers and Sal Buscema did the interiors. I mean, that really killed it. I've got something to say, though.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Ronald, Adrian, Lefty, and who did we give the last... who got the Eternals? On. Each of you will get a limited edition Vampirella
limited edition
promo card. So,
wow.
Actually, you know what? Everybody who buys tonight gets one.
Oh,
wow.
That's
so nice of you, Nick.
Nice.
That's so nice.
Well, you know what? Those guys were so nice.
Did Nick have the veggie sandwich again? What's going on? Stuff is getting given away.
No, veggie sandwich, I would have lowered the prices. I had a nice salmon from Wegmans.
Here's where the Dynamite Board of Directors wondering what's happening to all our stuff.
Yes, check these out. So, like Nick said, if you buy something tonight, you get a free card. Yes.
Nice. And this was $39, by the way. Festos is in the movie, so my guess is his first appearance. Probably going to be a key book. This is Volume 1, Eternals Annual #1. I think we have two of these, right? This is a kind of.
We have two of them.
This is more of like in the
4.0.
fours. Yeah, this is more of a CGC guesstimate of 4, and this one is a CGC guesstimate of like in the 5s. This one is $18. We've got Deviants on the cover. The last one we have is number 5. This is volume 2. They did it as a 12 issue. They used to call this a maxi series. I don't know if they use that term anymore. Really nice cover. Keith Pollard. We've talked about him on the show before. This is $8. And I'll tell you right now, this is a great cover. It looks like the Eternals have sort of turned on Icarus. Maybe they just had enough of his attitude.
He's Icarus so high and mighty, right?
Well, to a certain extent, he's supposed to be the leader of the Eternals. One of the things I always liked was Kirby didn't make him the most confident leader. He always sort of wrote the character where he kind of had some second thoughts. You know what I mean? Not like, let's be honest, Thor has never thought he was wrong a day in his life, and that's why we love the character, right? It doesn't matter what it is. Thor just there's almost no time lapse between thought and action with a character like Thor.
Yeah, and
just however long it takes him to grab his hammer and jump in someone's face, that's the time you've got.
Yeah, and the other cool thing is that not all of the Eternals just blindly do whatever Icarus says.
Yes.
That's another cool dynamic there too.
He's very much like I don't even know if he's the leader at all, but if they need to have one, I would say he's nominally in charge, so to speak. But with characters like this, these characters have really high power level too. You can make the argument in the Eternals that their powers are usually the Marvel movies work where people have varying levels of powers. Even the Avengers, right? You've got Hawkeye and Black Widow, you've got Hulk and Thor, and then you've kind of got Iron Man and Captain America somewhere in the middle, right? All the characters in the Eternals are really, really powerful. I saw a great term, and I don't know if you've heard this, Robbie, but I heard that in the Eternals movie, the characters have DC Comics level powers.
I believe that. The trailer resonated so well.
Yeah.
I mean, Icarus basically flies. He's strong, and he has got like some kind of blast that come out of his eyes. He's pretty much Superman.
Well, you can see the costume, right? They even, Kirby even goes with like the blue and the red, the little yellow logo.
I think Kirby's trying to tie in
many things. Subtle was not
he's
one
tying in the idea of superheroes and mythology and base and then the ancient alien thing, and it's kind of all tied in together. It's very exploratory about the nature of the mythology of superheroes and just heroes in general. And that's why I love Kirby so much.
We have Mark Millar took a spin at that with Jupiter's Legacy.
Yeah.
And I think we've seen I'm not going to take up the whole show, but there have been, if you really like that idea, where superheroes are sort of modern mythology, there is a lot of stuff out there for you to research, including to a certain extent, Kingdom Come was that way. By the time you get to Kingdom Come at the end, or the beginning, which is the end of the Heroic Age, these characters essentially all have godlike powers. Green Lantern's in space. The Flash moves so fast, he can't even really be seen. I remember the original concept was the only person who could hear the Flash was Superman.
Yeah.
Because he was moving and talking so fast, human senses couldn't detect the Flash anymore. And then, of course, at the point you get Superman, I mean, they even talk about it in Kingdom Come. He's so powerful, kryptonite doesn't even work anymore. He's been under a yellow sun for so long, there's almost nothing that works.
Yeah.
And
visually, Alex Ross is cueing into all of that stuff. So that's why they, Jay Garrick is like Hermes, right? And then Alan Scott's like Apollo up there in his citadel, watching everything, the god of light, right? Superman, the messianic figure, when you first see him on the farm, he's got like a plank of wood over his back, and he's got 3 nails.
Three nails in his head.
Yeah.
My favorite panel from that entire story is fairly mundane, but it's a panel where all the newer generation characters are fighting on the bridge, and they almost blow up the bridge and endanger innocent people. And of course, there's just a streak of blue and red, and instantly the fight is over. And he's got two handfuls of these people, and he looks down at them with such judgment. You know, it's the exact opposite of where people are like, hey, no judgment. No, this is judgment dialed up to like 50. Superman looks at them. He's so disgusted. And the way Alice Ross manages to convey that in that one single panel, I'm like, that's like the mythology in a nutshell. We gave you all these gifts. We gave you free will, and this is what you did with it. You endangered the populace. There's a scene where somebody throws the Statue of Liberty down the street, and you're just like, oh. Let us.
Oh, real quick, 7:01. So we do have to take a break, but really, really, really quick before we do that, like quick update on our offers.
Yeah.
Thank you, JD, for helping us out with that. So the Vampy statue, so far on has a claim for $150.
Nice. Whoever takes that statue home, we've had people pick up a couple.
Adrian has a new claim on Batman: The Adventures Continue for $17.
Nice.
And $6 Million Man is still so far Stevie's for $6.66. So we'll definitely get into more of these when we get back.
Yeah, we'll do some more slabs. We'll do some more remarks. We'll do the starter pack. We'll do the mega pack. If there's anything specifically that people want to see up here, Rob, you'll be picking some more books. Hang out. We'll be back here. And we got rid of Rex because that just wasn't working out. Let's be honest. Amy and I will be back in 3 minutes or so. JD, take us a break, sir. You are watching Minute to Skim It on the Experience, so hello. All right, we've got lots of books to review for you guys today. And Hannah just basically showed up just the number ones and showed them to me, and I was like, oh, we have
just for the indies.
Just for the indies, yeah. I was like, we have got a lot to do.
I'm Travis, the king of Source Point, and you're watching The Experience.
We're back, everybody. Hello.
$6 million man.
Say it again, Nick.
Best offer.
Best offer. Okay. Yes, Stevie. It's going to be best offer until 7:55. So we're just letting you know that before you go watch a Giants game. So really quick, Robbie, can you guys quickly explain the free comic thing that you guys are doing? Because Rex left so fast. He barely left any instructions for me. And
well, why would he leave instructions? You threw him off the show. My understanding is that it's a contest where people have to sort of be in the chat to qualify.
And we thought John was just a pretty face.
Yikes!
Oh.
No, what
That's
we do
the
is
Kirby-esque definition of pretty.
Pretty unleashed. I like that. No, so I do a show on Friday with Rex where he comes on and we preview some of the books that are coming out, and we have a nice chat, usually about sports. And commenters on that video get entered to win the contest here on Monday night, and then those in the chat tonight get entered to win a contest that we announce the winner of on the Friday show. So
do we want to do the next winner real quick?
Yes, let's do it. I got the Rockin' Robbie's revolutionary randomizer of
Activate
Revolution.
the randomizer.
Revolutionary.
Spin it up.
All right.
And the winner will be
Nice.
Lohit Sastry, who
Say it
says,
again?
yo. Lohit Sastry. And I think that's one of the Geminites in the PCP Army. I'll reach out to them and we'll hook that up. But Lohit, thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes. And the comic you get is it this one? Is it the Kiss book?
I thought it was the Deja. Wasn't it a Deja
It's
Thor?
a Deja Thor.
Oh, it is Deja Thor. Okay, I can't. Okay, maybe Kiss was last week. I don't know.
Right,
Again,
it's
Rex,
the Deja
I
Thor.
get no
I
trust.
think it's the one he showed.
The one he showed. Okay.
Not the statue.
Not. Not the
No,
statue.
he showed the statue. He threw a comic down on the ground and stormed out.
So disrespectful.
Next week, Comic Collectibles with the graphic where it says Comic Collectibles with Rex.
Yeah,
and
if
it just says-
Lohit sees this again, they can message you or Rex or even me. If anyone wants to again, Rex is Rex.Wang at dynamite.com. I'm Amy.Raniello at dynamite.com. Robbie, your info, I'll let you say it because.
Or you can just find it at Pop Culture Philosophy.
To Robbie's show at some point too. That would be great.
Yes.
We have Robbie here because he actually knows stuff that we just kind of fake. He actually knows stuff. So check out his show while I'm thinking about it.
Oh, thank you. I'm just here for the Kirby crackle.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at JD's new little banner that's running across right now. Oh gosh. Right, you're watching Comic Collectibles, John Amy, but not Rex because he sucks.
Oh man.
Rex JD said that, not me. Okay.
No. Next week, Rex will come back. What happened? No, sorry, man. We'll tell him it's a different day. Yeah, it's Tuesday at 2:00. Be here for that.
It's going to change the locks on him.
Well, Rex somebody says that. He's like, we're going to change the locks so you can't get in, John. Okay. We'll see.
Okay, well, we'll double check some of this info in a little bit, but let's continue.
Yeah, let's do
we still have a lot to go
another
through.
slab, right?
Okay.
Suicide Squad, #1, guaranteed 9.8, covered by Terry Dodson. This is just, it's Harley and her pudding. And, this is one of these things where, it's Terry and Rachel, amazing work. It's, finding that book at a 9.8 or getting that book graded at a 9.8 and back to you. You can do it one of two ways. You can find a copy, pack it, correspond with them back and forth, pay for shipping back and forth, and hope for the best. Or you can click the link that JD throws up there, fill out some very brief information, and guaranteed 9.8 issues. There's only one. Whoever gets it, gets it. It's a lot simpler.
Yes. The MSRP for this one, it would be $89.99, but it's going to be, one of our 5-star books for $50.
$50. Finding this for $50 is not You know, I mean, right now, Terry and Rachel Dotson, I mean, they've been hot for years and years, but right now they're really sort of, you know, I guess they'll say everybody kind of gets their 15 minutes of fame in like, you know, the collector market. After years and years and years of just doing amazing books, it seems like the Dotsons do almost everything now. Their name is attached to everything. The name gets floated for everything. You know, books. I mean, there's a book I think he has called Red that he does once or twice a year, and people like chomp at the bit. The back issues for that are already crazy expensive. You know, it's good to be Terry Dodson or Rachel Dodson. It's just, you know, work is plentiful.
Yeah, there are lots of cover work. They do that Adventure Man book at Image with Matt Fraction. I think it just came back last week.
You know, we're at this point now where I think the comic market is such that it can absorb things like multiple covers. You know what I mean? I remember there was a time where, you know, we at the beginning of the 90s where everybody bought everything, right? And then we kind of had the bad old days where dollar bins were filled with stuff that people thought would be valuable and wasn't. But now everybody's kind of dialed into how these things work. Collectible has to have something kind of unique, like, you know, Virgin Art or, you know, single color, black and white, remarks. And, you know, now people, I would say from the era of the 90s, people now are much more educated consumers of what to buy and what becomes popular. Because what becomes popular stays popular. Original art, remarks, slabbed books. Why don't we slide over to maybe the Mega Pack?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think if we missed any of the Mega Packs, we'd be in big trouble.
Yeah, I mean, these are sort of...
Which one do you want to do first, the Marvel one or the DC one?
Well, we'll do the Marvel one. I've got it here, and then you can do the DC one on the other side.
Okay.
Christmas is around the corner. These things make amazing.
The second is November. People start thinking about Christmas already.
Hey,
I'm not one of those people.
My phone theme changed immediately.
I like to savor November and then think about Christmas. But if you really want to think about it, like, we got some awesome sets here.
I've already seen Christmas commercials.
This is a 9/8 black cat.
Say again, Robbie.
So I've already seen Christmas commercials. Like last night, it was Halloween. I was watching the Cowboys game, and they're playing Christmas commercials, and I was like, no respect anymore.
It's before we know, like, the radio stations are going to start, and I'm just like, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. But what's in the Marvel pack?
Uncanny X-Force. This looks like a Scotty Young variant.
Scotty Young, always good.
I don't know. Do we have photos of this? I don't know how close I need to get to the camera.
I'm pretty sure I sent them.
And signed by Sam Humphries, which is rare, and it's limited to only 10 in the world. Silver signature. By the way, just real quick on Christmas and Halloween, I always go getting Halloween candy on Halloween day to get everything on sale because, you know, I bought it for the trick-or-treaters, got to get a few extra for me. Yesterday was the first time ever I walked down the Target aisles. They were empty. There was not one piece left.
Supply chain issues. The Kit Kats are on both.
And what they had was Christmas candy out.
Yeah.
Did you give away Christmas candy to trick-or-treaters?
We talked.
Listen, the trick-or-treaters were taken care of. You're never not ready for kids. Got to be ready. All right, Uncanny Inhumans, signed by Charles Soule. Gold signature, only 25 in the world.
We got a really nice set here, guys.
Oh, and here, Ken Hazer remark of Dead.
Another Ken Hazer remark? Yes.
And the CGC graded book. How much is this?
Altogether, believe it or not, it's just $99.
Oh, wow. Who approved this?
No,
Rex is lucky he ran out the door.
Now we know why Rex
is lucky. He ran out the door. $99 for all this?
Yeah.
The gold signature books alone are $89.99. The CGC graded book is $89.99. Rex is lucky he ran out the door.
Rex will have to take that call from the Dynamite Board of Directors when they wonder what's going on.
If the Dynamite Board of Directors does not get upset with him, I'm firing them.
I'm firing them. You're not doing your job. Yeah, I mean.
So yeah, and a beautiful. You got some beautiful books here. You get the Uncanny X-Force. signed by Sam Humphries. The Uncanny Inhumans.
It's a Scotty Young variant, which is always really
the
popular.
remark from Ken Hazer and Black Cat #1, and it's definitely guaranteed CGC grade 9.8, and that's just $99. You get some spectacular books.
I'll tell you right now, the Deadpool remark is worth $99, and everything else is essentially free, including the set. That's maybe the best version of Deadpool I've seen on a remark cover.
That's a really crazy.
This is how we're doing these. Maybe we'll just do the DC one right after it, right? I mean, why not? These are. Let's see, what do we have in here?
I believe
that's a $340 pack, and if you want me to be really, really, really anal, $339.
Oh man.
And 96 cents.
We already said it's 99. So.
Oh man.
99 each.
The publisher is weeping. What do we have
I'm
here?
just happy if one of our great fans buys it. All kidding aside, that is a great value. That is almost $340 for $99.
Got a claim on the Marvel one.
Yeah, I mean, you're basic.
Oh, Ron will claim the Marvel one.
Nice, Ron.
Awesome. Ron, you really are getting something.
Yeah, Ron, I'll tell you, literally, Ron, the remark alone for Deadpool is just, that's really, I mean, we've had a lot of really good Ken Hazer art. That is just,
Okay, let's show off the DC one.
I think this is Dan Jurgens, Action Comics.
I believe so.
The various versions of Superman over the years.
It's a wraparound cover, right?
Wraparound cover.
Dynamic Forces exclusive cover. Oh! Ron's wave attack warning. Uh-oh. Ron, check back with us. And
no.
Make sure you're okay?
It's awesome.
We got to get like electrical sounds.
Just focus on how much money you saved picking that up, Ron. That's what you got to do.
Honey, I saved you so much money at the store. Detective Comics 1000, also a wraparound cover, also sort of the Batman through the decades.
Oh, that one's signed by Scott Snyder.
This one is signed by Scott Snyder.
Is that gold? Oh wow,
yeah, it's the gold signature series. And this is too cool. Ken Hazer Superman.
Yes,
remark.
Another Ken Hazer remark with Superman.
And that's similar to the face we were talking about in Kingdom Come in the last segment.
That's not a happy Superman.
Face, when you see that face, you messed up.
And the CGC book.
And the last part
guaranteed 9.8.
We have a CGC slab book, Catwoman #4.
Ooh.
And this thing is just... Oh, it's up there. Okay. Getting books at 9.8 is an endeavor. Or with a few clicks and filling out a form, you can get them here.
Dave Cerrone just claimed the DC blockbuster.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Dave.
Oh, Dave, I'm glad my boy is in here. Dave, this is...
Quick, save the comic. Ah, it's okay. It's okay.
Did you drop Dave's comic?
It's slit. You all saw it. You all saw it. It's safe.
You dropped Dave's comic.
It's perfectly fine.
Dave, we'll throw something else in there.
It's perfectly fine.
It's perfectly fine. Yeah, these packs are,
Stevie, parting offers: 20 on Batman, and I will go to 10 if anyone raises me. Okay, all right, Stevie, we'll let you know.
Good luck, Stevie. Oh, he's going to watch the Giants game?
Yes.
Good luck, Stevie.
He says got a spam. Oops, he means scram.
You.
So he misspelled scram and said spam. So I got a question for Amy.
Sure,
do you like spam, Amy?
Spam.
I'm not sure if I've ever had spam. I'll be honest. Before anyone judges me, I need to try it first before I can give a proper review on it.
Well, I'll tell you right now, in this country, spam tends to be very regionalized, right? If you're not from, we'll say, the West Coast in Hawaii, maybe you're not. From what I understand, it's very big in Filipino American culture. If that's not your wheelhouse, chances are you might not have tried spam. In this part of the country, it's pork roll, or in North Jersey they call it Taylor ham. Pennsylvania, it's scrapple. Most of the East Coast breakfast is bacon, egg and cheese. But spam is sort of...
Let me tell you something. Stevie left because he knew you guys were going to talk about spam.
Well, we're not going to talk too much about spam, but I will say this. It is a tasty product.
And I'm pretty sure what he was really thinking is, if you're going to keep talking about spam, you better bring some in and share it with everybody.
As soon as the Dynamite Kitchen is built out,
On says you guys gotta try Sam Musubi. Is that how
yes? Spam Musubi is. It's one of the. You know what? It's a great street food. It is spam on rice wrapped in seaweed. I just told my wife I'm attending a Zoom meal service.
Oh man! Yeah, I didn't even need to finish. Everyone saw it.
Spam Musubi is great, man. That being said, our food segment is over.
Yeah, sorry. I know, Rex. You get more food talk. Not with me. Not with me. I try to be professional.
I just had to bring up the spam thing because I know JD's got those images ready. So, yeah.
Well, we just did the DC pack.
Spam intensifies.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm sorry. Where were you guys?
Oh, we'll do Batman 3 Jokers #1, cover A, signed by Jeff Johns. We're kind of already in Batman, doing Batman anyway. We just finished. And we had Ron and Dave pick up these packs. $99. These things are, practically steal. I'm glad our guys got them. You're essentially I would defy anyone to do a better deal than that. Like seriously, like retailer talk for a second. I would defy anyone to do a better deal than that because I mean I know there's competitions or whatever, but that's pretty much the best you're gonna get.
Batman 3 Jokers is signed by Jeff Johns.
Yes, it's nice. Silver Signature Series, signed by Jeff Johns.
Our MSRP is $49.99, but Nick, would you be willing to change it a little bit, or how do you feel about that?
Wait, what's going on?
For Batman 3 Jokers, do we want to stick with $49.99, or do we want to be really nice to our fans and make it a little less than that?
We'll do a 30-second countdown. If anybody claims it within 30 seconds, it'll be $27 for Detective 27. All right, so 29, 28,
we need 30 seconds on the clock.
26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21.
I tell you, it's a really
20,
nice cover.
19, 18, 17, 16, 15,
wait,
14.
Hey. You said 30 seconds.
Oh, you meant a real 30 seconds.
A real 30 seconds.
So where's the countdown at then?
Did he leave the room?
If he left the room, I say let's just keep it at 27. Okay.
It'll be 27 till the end of the show. Just if somebody wants it, put it in the comments. It's a really nice book, Silver Signature Series.
It's a great book.
And because we love our fans, it's just $27.
Okay, we're not in trouble.
What number is it? You're in trouble.
Hey!
What number is it?
Oh, Rex is gone. Everything was on him. We just followed the instructions from Rex. This is book 1.
No. Yeah. What number in the signing?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is 21, and we only had 180 copies.
Wow.
So that's pretty low.
Yeah. Yes. One more time. 27. We're not changing it. Right.
And remember one thing. That's a $69.99 book.
What do you think? What do you think of that? 27 for a $69.99 book. That's
got a claim.
Brent Adrian claim.
Yes, Adrian, it is yours for 27. Thank you, and I promise we're not going to change it no matter what. No matter what Nick says in 10 minutes from now.
Wait, Robbie, why don't you have $1 million? That's right. Nice job. Robbie, pick a book, man. Pick something.
We were talking about Sheena coming out this week. And then we have a Sheena limited edition Virgin cover here. I see.
Oh,
it's kind of on the nose, right?
Gotta get back to work. Thanks for stopping by, Dave. We'll make sure your pack is sent out right away. And
thanks, Dave. Glad you're checking in, man. This is an Arthur Shudam limited edition Virgin cover. This thing is just beautiful. If this thing was like a painting on a wall, you wouldn't even think twice that it was a comic book.
And this is 1938, right?
I think this is 1938. This is written by Stephen Moody, Jet Morales art.
Oh, I can't believe Dave's missing this. He literally checked out right before. This was made just for him.
Oh, man.
No.
How much is it?
It would have been $50, but we're making it 1938.
I'm going to buy this for Dave. This one's off the market. I'm going to buy this for Dave.
Aw, so nice of you.
Sorry, everybody, but I couldn't let my boy Dave not get it. That'll be like a little gift from me to Dave. We really appreciate him and everybody that joins us. I really do. We'll probably have more Sheena. The book drops Wednesday, so I'll ask Rex to find some more Sheena stuff. I just like looking at it. It is a beautiful, beautiful. Arthur Saddam is one of those artists that
we actually have 4 of them. If anybody else wants it,
we have
4 of them.
We have 4 of these, so there's more available. If somebody wants this, Dave is going to get one. But beyond that,
I want one.
It's a beautiful book on it. That's a nice pickup, man. That's a real nice pickup.
Thank God we have 4. I would have been worried.
I know. Well, you know what? It's one of those things where I generally try not to jump in and buy stuff anymore, because when we first started, I used to just throw money at Rex and take books. And I would much rather other people get this stuff. I'm probably like the least deserving Dynamite fan, so you guys deserve this stuff way more than I do.
It's a nice cover.
2 left, I believe. We had 4. On has 1. Dave has 1. So we have 2 left if anyone wants to pick this up at $19.38.
Yeah.
Yes. $19.38.
I like the cover, and I mean this in a very positive way. It looks like she's standing in front of like a Bob Ross painting or something. Like I really like
that. Painting, not Bob Ross specifically, but like it's a beautiful painting.
Let's just paint a happy little sharp dagger on her hip. You know what I mean? There've been a couple different versions of Sheena.
Sheena is officially the first female superhero in comics. She predates Wonder Woman.
She predates Miss Fury? Get me Billy Tucci on the phone. There are a couple of characters, all respect to Wonder Woman, but there are a few female-led books and characters that predate Wonder Woman. Sheena is one of them. Mysteria is one of them. I'm sure some of our people out there will have some other, maybe less. Somebody will probably throw out something like Brenda Starr. I don't know if Brenda Starr is a superhero as much as like an adventurer. Brenda Starr is from the comic strips.
Dave was able to chime back in real quick. He says, "No, give it to the fans." But
no, Dave, you're the fan. You're getting the book. It's on me. Love that you're joining us. We, it'll be. You have other stuff coming, so it's going to be in your box, bud.
Nice.
All right. Do we want to squeeze in at least one more book before our final break? All right, Robbie, you want to pick?
Yeah, Robbie, pick a book before we go to break, man.
Yeah, I want to see the Vampirilla number 25, high-end, Paul Renowned, blood red.
It's right over here.
Only 50 of these are printed.
I love the cover.
We've talked about this before. Blood red, I love this stuff, and I understand for some people, maybe it's not like, the end-all, be-all, but particularly with Vampirilla and Red Sonja, these kind of single-color covers just
Now this would normally be like $75.
Yeah, I think it's at least $70. If I remember, it was $75 on Dynamic Forces.
But it's going to be $52 tonight, and our 52nd anniversary. So magic number.
Vampirilla is one of those characters that people kind of forget a little bit about. And then when you're talking about like characters with traction, with years on them,
let's have some fun. Let's tell Rex tomorrow he screwed up.
Oh no!
It was a $75 book that was supposed to be $52, but tonight we're going to make it 1969, the year Vampirilla first appeared. So
nice.
And we're going to blame it on Rex.
Oh boy, this is the Blame It on Rex special.
So this is the opposite of Rex effed it up for everyone. Rex made it better for everyone.
Rex made it
except for Rex.
Except for Rex.
Oh no.
Man, Rex's HR review is tomorrow. I want to sit in on that. You're Vampirilla first appeared.
Like anybody but the 3 of us and JD and the viewers that we. It's not like Rex can go back and watch the tape and say, "Nick, you set me up."
Oh man.
Got a claim from Adrian on that.
Oh,
if it's definitely 1969,
yeah, it is.
Wants it. All right.
Yeah, we wouldn't say this.
Adrian,
there's only 50 of these. Well, there's only really 49 of these because one is at my house. But
did you take it when we weren't looking again?
JD put down the Rex's Fired special.
Bought at a show.
Oh,
which
okay.
Once upon a time, let me tell people, once upon a time I did pay for
and
that.
JD's in a good mood. He's not charging the $5.
Oh, that's right. You're changing prices.
He's not right, but JD's not charging the $5 surcharge.
You know where that $5 discount charge is coming from? Rex's paycheck.
Ronald, I'm playing a gospel song for the service, and I think my wife is singing along. I'm going to be in so much trouble. Oh,
Ron, I'll tell you right now, you'll get your package and you'll forget all about the searing pain of tasing and nightmares. Trust me. I'm super glad that Vampirella sold. It is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work. And I got to tell you, if there's any character that should be done in blood red, it's Vampirella. I think we're going to our last break, right?
Do we want to do another quick recap for the claims?
Yeah. Just so and the best offers, like so we know where people are.
You can't fire Rex. He's the steak and cheesesteak. I'll tell him he said that. That's very nice of you, Dave. But quick recap on the claims. It's sad that I'm enjoying Rex's mix. Is it sad? We don't feel sad, do we? Do we feel sad? Maybe me slightly.
Sad.
Not too. I don't feel too sad. Just a little.
Rex is my boy. I mean, sometimes. I mean, there are times where I've missed the show too, and I'm sure it was infinitely better without me. So you know what the common denominator is when the show is better? You, because if I'm not here, you sit in. If Rex isn't here, you sit in. It's the Amy comic book experience.
I don't know if I make it better. Again, I'm just here. I just try to do
viewership is up 4,000%
fans and everything. So, what was I saying? We were going to do a quick recap
of
claims.
Best offer takes it. Where are we on the best offer?
The best offer so far on still has the best offer on the Vampirella statue.
Oh, that statue
$150.
Beautiful.
Beautiful statue. Yes. I'm going through my notes. I think Stevie's still on for the $6 million man. I think right now, he's only going to 10 if someone else takes it. I think originally it's still 6.
Yeah, he'll get it at whatever the highest price is at $7.55.
And then I believe Stevie is for Batman. Stevie's plan for. I believe he put in 20, so I think that's what it is. For right now, we'll try our best to do a full recap before the show ends with claims and all the books.
Yeah, right before we close up the shop here at 7:55 with these best offer takes it, we'll give everybody like a final call. Like, look, if you want it, speak up now. Forever hold their peace. When we come back from our break, Robbie will be here. We'll have like a Dynamite starter pack. We'll do. We'll do maybe another remark. We'll do maybe another slab book. Kind of finish out the show on a strong note. JD, take us to break. We will be back in 3 minutes.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit ComicShopLocator.com to find a store near you.
I'm Thomas Munn with Blue Juice Comics, and you're watching The Experience.
We are back.
That was quick.
Amy, Robbie, that was a quick 3 minutes, man.
So up next, how about we do the starter pack? The starter
Absolutely. I love these. We talk about them all the time. This is hands down the best deal.
Easily the best.
Easily the best deal of any kind of like claim show, comic streaming show. This is what, 10 comics?
10 random
Dynamite comics. Sometimes you'll get like a variant in there or a chase book in there. These things are just
Jack G, Hack and Slash versus Vampirella, Ash versus the Army of Darkness. That's really fun.
We always try to change them up too. We try, it's not like it's always the same books. We try to kind of get some neat stuff in there.
And if you order more than one, we'll make sure each pack has
if you order
comics.
Two,
we'll try not to do repeats.
We'll try not to do repeats as best we can. This is 10 books for $5, and I can't.
It's like a $40 value.
Yeah, it's a $40 value, and you're basically getting it at like 80 whatever % off. This is the best way to kind of dial into Dynamite Comics. The last 15-ish years, people wonder why I like.
This is good for Christmas too, by the way. If you want to give it to someone,
it's a great little gift.
Dynamite started in 2004, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, in honor of Adrian being a first-time customer,
okay,
and this is limited one per person, each 10-pack will be $2.04.
Oh,
wow.
That doesn't even cover the cost of printing, but Adrian's a new customer, and so anybody who wants to buy a starter set tonight only, one per customer, because we want you to read these.
Yeah, I've been on.
You heard it here, guys.
I've been on a couple comics.
Rex did it again.
Rex, we'll be looking at the manifest. Wait, what happened? People ask me how I got to be the quote-unquote Dynamite super fan.
Rex is going to look at the run sheet tomorrow and say, "Oh my God, Amy sold way more than I do."
I know, right? Rex, see me after this.
Oh boy.
This is the easiest way for me to tell you. Like, I've been on podcasts before.
Ron wants a 10-pack for $2.04. You were gonna get one, Ron.
Good job, Ron.
Put that down.
Rather than
we'll take one as well. All right.
Nice.
Exciting.
That's a really good deal.
Read some of the books.
Read some of the books, Ron.
You can't beat $2.04 for 10 comic books.
Yeah, I mean that's basically buy one get 9.
Beautiful new comics.
You can't even buy one for $2 anymore.
This is the easiest way for me to show someone why I love Dynamite Comics. Instead of kind of going through it, just buy the $2 and trust me, you won't be happy. You won't be unhappy.
That's buy one at half price.
Yeah,
you get 9 more.
You get 9 more free. I mean, think about poor me. I paid cover price for these things. That's not right.
They're making you pay full retail, John. That's messed up.
I know, right? I'm the reason we have this global headquarters. Let's see. And you can throw this up here. We're going to be out here for another 15, 18 minutes. These things are going to be $2.04.
I want the chat to see if that's possible. Request. I think we can make that work on.
Yeah, I think we can work that. We can make that work. It's a great book. That's particularly great cover.
Oh my God, kids are going to make out like bandits for Christmas. Oh, ME Comics. Wait, what? You want a starter pack? You're going to get a starter pack. We'll pick a starter pack.
Amy is turned into Oprah. You get a starter pack, and you get a starter pack.
ME Comics. Anybody else?
You got about 15 more minutes or so to sort of.
Yeah, we got. I think starter pack will let that go a little bit longer.
Yeah.
We'll give you like the full 20 minutes.
We'll give you the full 20 minutes. That's
15 minutes.
Starter pack.
What?
Move up the starter pack.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Nick.
Let's jump over to another remark because this is a Black Panther remark. Avengers #1. This is the Jason Aaron, Ed McGuinness run. Ken Hazer decides to do a cool Black Panther remark on this. I mean, the
Beautiful.
definition of cool is the Black Panther. I mean, it just is. I mean, they sort of made him. I mean, he was always cool, but then they decided to make him, more cool than Tony Stark, more cool than Bruce Wayne. I mean, this is like the height of hip right now. It doesn't get any better than the Black Panther.
Ken Hazer does it again.
And Ken Hazer does it again, and this is these are usually like $89.99.
Oh yeah, especially one that's cool.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Black Panther is. Marvel issued a statement a few years ago that Black Panther was like one of their top 3-4 characters now. So even at $89.99, it's a really good price.
Yeah, he should be. I mean, this is a great one to have this remark on too, because this Avengers #1, this is the run where he is the leader of the Avengers going forward. And if you were interested in any of that Kirby Celestial type stuff, that's what this book deals with in particular in this first issue especially.
The Avengers have had some really cool headquarters over the years. An island, a mansion, a campus. This might be the coolest headquarters by far the Avengers have ever had.
Living inside of a celestial.
They're living essentially inside I don't even know if these things can die as we know it, but it's like a terminated or dormant celestial, and they're living inside this thing. And it is pretty trippy. It is very Kirby-esque. That's a great way to put it. Also,
especially with that Ed McGuinness artwork.
Movie coming out next year. So this is a good time this year to buy this stuff. Because I'll tell you right now, I guarantee you this book will be way more expensive when Black Panther 2 comes out. I'm not trying to be a downer. I'm just telling you, it's going to be more money when Black Panther 2 comes out.
It's true.
I'm nervous about that movie. I really am.
It'll be fine.
You think so? What do you think, Robbie? What do you think?
Yeah, what do you think about Black Panther 2?
I mean, I want to be excited for it. The thing is, I have a different opinion than most people did when, unfortunately, Chadwick Boseman first passed away, right? But, they made the decision that they weren't going to recast him. And I really do appreciate Boseman's performance, and it's super sad that he won't be able to continue playing T'Challa. But I think that character is too important for them not to recast at some point.
Robbie, I actually agree with you. I do. Yeah. Chadwick will always be great, and he will always have set the bar. But yeah, if we're thinking story-wise and especially character-wise, we need to see more of his character and his journey. So yeah, I think they could still find a good actor to help fill in those shoes. And of course, I mean, if we can have all these different Batmans and Supermans, why can't we have another Black Panther?
One of the things they talked about was having Killmonger from an alternate universe, who is the Black Panther in his universe, show up in Black Panther 2. I guess the best way I can put this is I don't necessarily, let's put it this way. I think they'll probably redo these movies in 10 years or so. And there'll be a new Black Panther because there's no way they're going to let that character go dormant.
Yeah.
Right now, I think it's too soon.
You think so?
Okay. I for example, there's an actor I really liked. I thought would be perfect for Black Panther. His name is Aldous Hodge.
I know that name. What's he in?
He was in a TV show called Leverage a few years ago. He's been in a variety of stuff that really shows his sort of range as an actor. And so my first thought was, if he's got all this range, he can be the Black Panther. He's real fit, dude. You know what I mean? He's maybe in his 30s. He's not too old. I don't know if, and again, I would probably hashtag this too soon. I think there's just a set number of people that will not be ready to accept a new. They will accept because keep in mind, T'Challa. There are times where he's not the Black Panther.
Sure, I know.
His sister's the Black Panther. There have been other people that have kind of stepped in. I think a possibility would have been if they had done a Black Panther movie, maybe set in the 50s and 60s, and had an actor play his father. Or something like that. I just think it's going to be too hard for them to.
Aldous Hodge is going to play Hawkman soon. Thank you. I remember. You know what? Now I remember hearing something about
I'll tell you
in its own movie, or is that going to be in one of the other? Or
it's going to be in Black Adam.
I've got two things to say real quick. First and foremost, when I went to $2.04, you should have asked if I had a veggie sandwich.
All right.
Just throwing that out there. Second, what do the fans think about Black Panther, whether or not they should recast. Why don't we ask the fans?
Yeah, actually, I like that idea a lot. Nobody cares what I think. Throw it out there.
I definitely don't care what you think.
I know. You know how I know that? You know what didn't come out this week? Green Hornet. That's how I know he doesn't care what I think.
Yes, everyone out there, please let us know what do you think Marvel should do? Should we at some point should we recast T'Challa or let it be? But like Robbie said, I agree with him. Like I think at one point we should have someone else take on the role and continue that character story. I wouldn't mind it.
Well, the characters.
And again, we'll always keep Chadwick in our hearts.
Yeah, and just having Black Panther 2 be like they're doing the world of Wakanda or something like that. That's cool. Like I think you could do a movie about Wakanda outside of T'Challa appearing. But then, like, we got to get back to it, right?
Right.
And my pick right now would be John. I think his name is John Washington. He's the guy that was in Tenet. He's Denzel Washington's son. That guy. That's who
John David Washington, right?
John David
Washington.
Washington.
They say his middle name.
Oh yeah, I think that. Yeah.
I like him.
I'll be interested.
I like him too.
I'll be interested in what the viewers think, man. Is it too soon? Is it not soon enough? They should be getting to work on that. Is it a Disney Plus show, Agents of Wakanda? Is that what's coming next?
Well, they're doing Black Panther 2 is now officially titled World of Wakanda.
Okay, all right.
From the last I've heard.
I thought it was Wakanda Forever, or did they?
Wakanda Forever. My bad. I'm thinking about a book called World of Wakanda.
Yeah, there's a comic called World of Wakanda. There's a comic
Wakanda
called
Forever. You're right.
I would not be surprised to see Agents of Wakanda as a TV show on Disney+.
I think they should go with Shuri as the Black Panther. Okay, that's Ron's vote.
A bunch of people.
Jen's voting for M'Baku to take on the mantle.
I love M'Baku. I'd be super happy. Forget the Black Panther. When I was a kid, the first time I saw that character, I think his name was like Man-Ape or something like hardly unoriginal, right? But I thought he looked so cool with like the whole like gorilla thing on. He's fighting the Panther guy. I was like a little kid and I saw this in like a train station spinner rack and I was like, oh. My dad's like, oh God, what do I need to buy you now? So cool. I would be very happy with that. I think, I don't know. It really depends on what our viewers think and the crowd at large. You know what I mean? People who kind of host these shows or whatever, we sort of have our own, takes and views on these things. Robbie has his own takes and view on this. Unfortunately, I don't think Marvel Studios tries to take the path of the most acceptance.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're thinking if we can get people to buy into a new actor as Black Panther, let's do it. And that's why
the first time they recast a major character, FYI.
Yeah.
Or reminder, I should say.
War Machine, Hulk.
Yeah. And we love them. We love Don Cheadle and Mark Ruffalo. So,
well, the Hulk was screaming to be recast. I would say that recasting War Machine was an upgrade because as War Machine, you got Don Cheadle, but as Colonel Rhodes, the previous actor was fine. I don't know if the previous actor could pull off the whole armor thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always look at that, not to disagree, but I look at it this way. You have one actor, and I can't think of his name for the life of me now. He played Colonel Rhodes, and he did a fine job.
Terrence Howard, right?
I'm sorry?
Wasn't it Terrence Howard?
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked him as Rhodey in that first movie. He actually, I don't know, I like Don Cheadle, too. They haven't really done a lot with that character yet, but he's going to be in that Armor Wars show, so I'm excited for that. But I actually prefer Ed Norton as Bruce Banner, personally. That's just me, though.
Everyone involved with The Incredible Hulk wanted Mark Ruffalo, but Universal wouldn't go for it. They wanted a bigger star.
Well,
fun fact.
He's a big star now.
We got to admit, in the first Iron Man movie, he had the best line. Next time.
Yeah, that's right.
Was that not perfect?
It was like foreshadowing. Those early movies, those are for early Iron Man movies. There was a ton.
I love the first Iron Man.
Foreshadowing.
It's really from MCU. It's still in my top 5. It still holds up. It's still. I'll watch it whenever it's on
Who
TV.
says you can't privatize world peace?
The only problem with the line in that one of next time is that for Terrence Howard, that was a lie.
Right.
Yeah. Right?
Dramatic irony.
Next time, not for you. Let's see how much.
Don't forget John Shields' first line in Iron Man 2, though. Someone remind me what it is. Do you know his first line in Iron Man 2?
I do not.
Anybody? Oh God. If
someone in the comments,
someone put it in there because I can't think of it immediately.
Let's do maybe one more book, and then let's.
5 more minutes left, by the way, for best offer, for the best offer items on the Vampy statue, on $6 Million Man, on what was the other one? Oh gosh, I still got Iron Man on the brain. I can't remember what the other one was. Oh my gosh, the other one. It was Batman: The Adventures Continue. I'm sorry. It was.
The Harley Quinn sketch.
Yes, the Harley Quinn remix. So 5 minutes left for claims.
I'm going to throw these up real quick.
I'm actually going to say one last thing, then I'm going to shut the something up.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Chadwick Boseman.
Take your time.
Chadwick Boseman was a real hero in real life. There's a guy who did the chemo, did all of that without telling anybody.
Worked on 3 different movies during that.
Took that responsibility because he knew he was carrying some of those movies.
Yeah.
And he still visited children's hospitals, still did a lot of charity. That takes a man I will never be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so heartbroken.
I think all I know it's
what happened. I was so heartbroken. I didn't want to believe it.
When I read that, I thought it was one of those sort of internet rumor things. Just we've all seen it, somebody's passed away, and then an hour later they tweet, "No, I'm not. I'm right here." You know what I mean? That was one of those things that it sort of took a minute to.
JD put up the quote, "Look, it's me. I'm here. Deal with it. Let's move on."
I remember that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, when we found out Chadwick Boseman had passed, we were actually doing a live show over at Pop Culture Philosophers, and we had to take a break. We had to it's terrible. And then to learn all of that stuff that he was going through, and still, like Nick said, doing all that visitations with children and things like that. That man was a true hero.
I cried a little
I
bit.
think you can still go to Marvel Studios' website. There's a link to a fund in his name that goes to a variety of, children's causes and that sort of thing. I tell people all the time, the holidays are coming. You want to kind of give back a little bit. Shoot over there. I don't know the exact address. If I had it, we would throw it up.
Absolutely.
But I know there's a link at Marvel Studios' website, or there was until very recently. And it's like the Chadwick Boseman Fund Foundation. I'm not sure exactly what it is. But, that's a nice way to sort of remember the character, show your appreciation for the guy as both a performer and a human being, and to help some people out. I mean, this time of year is heading into Christmas is when my wife and I tend to do most of our donations because it's just sort of that time of year.
And when people need help the most.
People need help the most. It's the end of the year. Winter is here in a lot of the country. And, there's a lot of people that could use a little, just a little encouragement, a little help, a little something. That's sort of a great way to kind of remember Chadwick Boseman, so to speak. Where are we here? You know what?
We got a couple minutes left.
We got a couple minutes left
on the claims.
You know what? Let's blow through the claims real quick. Where are we right now? We've got the mega packs done. Do we have any other best offer takes that we still have?
This
$6 Million Man.
1 minute. We got 1 minute left.
We got 1 minute. That's what I'm saying. Let's sort of.
$6 Million Man right now. It's Dave's. And he put $12 on it.
That is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful book, and the James Corrick gold signature, nice.
Batman Adventures Continue is for, as of right now, Stevie for $20.
He's going to be real happy with that, man. Getting a Harley Ken Hazer remark for $20 is.
And the Vampy statue is so far for $150. So there's probably 30 seconds left. Anybody wants to jump in?
Yeah, we're kind of getting ready to close out the best offer takes it. Thanks. We'll do more of them. If it didn't work out this week for some people, you missed it, whatever, you couldn't get in here. We'll absolutely do them again. We have more comics. We have more statues.
And closed.
We are done. Congratulations to the winners.
Congrats to Congrats to Stevie.
Dave. I think to Dave.
Dave was last minute for $6 Million Man. So yes, congrats to Dave.
I absolutely love this cover. Man. This is just
for contact and payment. We put up a link in the chat so you can fill out a form, and this is for everybody. When you fill out your form, please tell us your username, your real name, everything that you claimed, and
shipping information,
what price you put on it. For anything you bought, whether it was a best offer or what the original or what we said the price was. So please.
Yeah, I this sounds pedantic to say, but just read the form. The form is very sort of, I know people sometimes I don't want to click on stuff. Trust me, it's really easy. And I am not a guy who loves clicking on it.
Yeah, username, real name, whatever you got.
Shipping address, like where do you want this thing to go to?
Yeah. If we don't know where you live, we can't send it.
I'm guessing Ron has like a mail drop. This stuff doesn't actually show up at his house, does it? Real quick, I want to thank
everyone. If you have any questions, you can contact us. You can me or Rex or Nick.
Don't contact me because no, seriously though, people have questions, comments, throw them in emails. We try to read everything as quickly as we can. We try to get the book shipped out as quickly as we can. I want to thank Robbie for taking time out being here. Absolutely check out his show. He really puts a lot of this stuff into context. We talk about this stuff. There's just like a wave every week of, content. And, watching Robbie's show, he kind of helps you put it a little bit into perspective, a little context, and then he gives you his take on it. You know what I mean? It's real easy for someone to say, I'm not feeling it. And then there's like really no context to that comment. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, I get it. You didn't like it. Robbie tells you why. Which is, and maybe it's the reason why you should like it.
Yeah, maybe.
We talk a lot, Robbie talks a lot about hot books, hot properties. Absolutely want to thank everyone who joined us. We realize there's tons of options for people. We want to thank everyone for, contributing, buying, contributing comments,
spreading the word, liking our videos, liking.
Yeah, that's a solid you can do for us. Like, subscribe, share.
I forgot how much was Three Jokers. How much was
$27?
It was $27.
It was $27 for Detective Comics 27. By sharing, I know Nick likes to say sharing is caring. I hate sharing, but in this case, I'm an only child. Sharing is not fun. But sharing this, reblogging you to a page or something like that you have. And hit the notification bell so that this way you kind of get a little bit of a heads up when we're going to be on. One of the reasons that we have the people we have Robbie on, is to sort of try to make this, let's be honest, there's a lot of claim shows out there, right? Yeah. We're trying to make this a little bit more entertaining, a little bit more conversational. We're really trying to recreate that local comic book shop feel, especially some of the people that are over 30. They remember going to the comic book shop and hanging out or whatever. Now people, maybe with the pandemic and some of these other things, they shouldn't have the time anymore. People run in, they get their books, and they run out. You know what I mean? You've got people, work, school, whatever. So we try to kind of create this, this forum. So we can talk a little bit about comics, movies. We don't always stay on topic. We try to offer, we don't always get to all the books. Stuff we didn't get to tonight will be out there on the road. We'll be on the road somewhere.
It was wonderful. Yeah, thanks again to everyone who got stuff tonight. Reminder, you're going to get a free Red Sonja card.
Red Sonja cards are going in everybody's, anybody who ordered stuff. My man Dave will be having his book show up with the other stuff. Appreciate it, Dave. Appreciate all of you. Robbie, thanks for joining us.
And you guys will be back.
Thanks, Amy.
You and Rex, anyway, we'll be back on Wednesday.
I don't know about Rex. We'll see about that. We'll see.
We'll see.
I'll be back with somebody. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Have a great night. JD takes out.